Hi guys, Daz here with another episode of my weekly Newsround series. This time it's episode 16. Got a ton of information to get through. As always, there will be spoilers, but I won't be talking about my hot comic book alerts. That's for another segment, and I hope you can go back and watch my videos because there's a ton of really cool books to be on the hunt for. Right, let's get into it. Like I said, I've got a ton of news. I'm going to be using the tablet this time, something a little bit different, so bear with me. Millennium Films has pulled its planned Red Sonja film directed by Bryan Singer from its slate. Bryan Singer of X-Men fame, of course. In a statement given to Deadline, a company representative said the project is not on the slate at the moment and is not for sale at the European film market in Berlin. Currently underway, the European film market is where studios promote movies to distribution companies for circulation in European markets, and the Red Sonja film was on Millennium's slate at the American film market back in November of 2018. According to the Hollywood Trade, Millennium originally planned for Singer to begin shooting Red Sonja this year in Bulgaria. This comes after new sexual assault charges against Singer. 4 sexual misconduct allegations from 4 new male accusers were reported in the Atlantic on January the 23rd. Immediately following the publication of that report, Millennium Film CEO Ivy Lerner restated his support for Singer and the intent to move forward with the project. Last week, however, Lerner said his comments came out the wrong way. I think victims should be heard and this allegation should be taken very, very seriously, Lerner said. I just don't agree to judge by Twitter. I want the accused to be judged by the court. Singer has denied the new allegations, calling the Atlantic journalists homophobic. Remains to be seen, guys, doesn't it? If that is the case, then I don't want to see him making another movie if he is proved guilty. Of course, if he is innocent, let's see some more films. Jury is obviously out, but that's not the first sexual allegations against him, so something isn't adding up. This actor, Josh Duhamel, has been cast in Jupiter's Legacy, the upcoming live-action Mark Millar TV series. Jupiter's Legacy, the new superhero epic from Stephen DeKnight, from Marvel's Daredevil, Spartacus, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, confirms, like I said, that Josh Duhamel will appear as Sheldon Sampson, the Utopian. Ben Daniels, The Crown, The Exorcist, Flesh and Bone, as Walter Sampson, Brainwave, Sheldon's older brother. Leslie Bibb from Tag, GCB, and Iron Man as Grace Sampson, Lady Liberty. And Ellen Camporis, Sacred Lies, upcoming Shoplifters of the World and Summer Night. And Andrew Horton, Doctors, How to Talk to Girls at Parties, as Sheldon and Grace's children, Chloe and Brandon. In addition, Mike Wade, Timeless, NCIS, and For the People will play Fitzsmall, and Matt Lanter from Pitch Perfect 3, Timeless, and 90210 is George Hutchins. Among the first slate of series and movies based on the stories of Mark Millar and based on the graphic novels of the same name by Millar and artist Frank Quitely, Jupiter's Legacy follows the world's first generation of superheroes who received their powers in the 1930s. Now in present day, they are revered as Elder Guard, but their superpowered children struggle to live up to the legendary feat of their parents. Sounds interesting. I have bought the comic early last year, I believe. So I need to read that one now and see how it transfixes onto the big screen. That is coming to Netflix, Jupiter's Legacy. Up next is a picture from the upcoming Terminator. The upcoming Terminator movie. Filmmaker James Cameron has revealed that the working title of the next entry into his Terminator film series, Dark Fate, We're calling it Terminator Dark Fate, Cameron told Yahoo Movies. That's our working title right now. Terminator Dark Fate is produced by Cameron and directed by Deadpool's Tim Miller. It's the 6th film in the Terminator franchise. However, it follows the events of 1991's Terminator 2 directly. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton will reprise their roles from the original film. Terminator Dark Fate is due out in the theatres on October the 31st. Interesting that they're going to go down that route. Obviously, Terminator 1 and 2 are the standout movies still of the franchise for me. The one with Christian Bale didn't do a lot for me, and the last one was pretty shocking, as was Terminator 3. So I can understand them going back and following Terminator 2, but do you just sweep the other ones under the carpet like they're not been made? Makes no sense. If you've got those entries in it, I'm afraid you've got to keep them, in my opinion. The teaser trailer has just been launched for the upcoming live-action version of Disney's Aladdin, a remake by Guy Ritchie. You can check that teaser out now. But Will Smith will be playing the genie. And just like the animated cartoon, Will Smith will be blue. There we go. Will Smith as a blue genie. You've seen it all now, guys, haven't you? Wow. Kingsman. I enjoyed the Kingsman, both of the Kingsmans. But this actor, known for, of course, Kick-Ass and more recently Quicksilver in the Avengers Age of Ultron. And that is Aaron Taylor Johnson. Well, he has been cast in the Kingsman prequel, The Great Game, alongside Quantum of Solace actress Gemma Arterton. This is the third film partnership between Taylor Johnson and Kingsman director Matthew Vaughn, who also worked together as star and director of, like I say, Kick-Ass and Kick-Ass 2. Taylor Johnson also played Quicksilver in Age of Ultron. A few details of the plot of the Kingsman's The Great Game are known. It's a prequel to the first film and set in the 90s. And Taron Egerton's Eggsy, star of the first two Kingsman films, isn't scheduled to appear in the upcoming movie, which is a bit of a shame. Taron Egerton's last film bombed, didn't it, Robin Hood? I didn't even go and see it. But I am looking forward to seeing him play the Rocket Man, Elton John. He was pretty good in Eddie the Eagle Edwards as well. Check that film out if you ever get a chance. Good fun with Hugh Jackman. The Kingsman The Great Game is due out on November the 8th. Moving on. And Black Panther actress Danai Gurira will exit her recurring role as Michonne, is it? On AMC's The Walking Dead, following a limited return next season, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Gurira, who springboarded a popular role in The Walking Dead to a breakout role in 2018's Black Panther, will reportedly exit the AMC show after appearing in a handful of episodes in Season 10, which will air throughout the season. Guerrero's MCU character Okoye, good character, one of my favourites, the captain of the Dora Milaje, the Wakandan Royal Guard, fought alongside Earth's mightiest heroes in Avengers in Infinity War, and would likely play a key role in the upcoming Avengers Endgame movie. She is also expected to reprise her role in the now confirmed Black Panther 2, and if all that wasn't enough, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has been vocal about the potential for giving Okoye and the other women of Wakanda their own starring film. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? What would you get in it? Obviously Black Widow and Captain Marvel, the Wasp. Let's see where it goes. And given the reported development of TV series based on Marvel Studios characters for the 2019 debuting Disney Plus streaming service, Okoye and characters from Wakanda could potentially have a future as well. Guerrero reprises her role as Michonne in The Walking Dead Season 9's mid-season premiere, scheduled to air on February the 10th on AMC. Do you know what? Like I said, I'm partly through Season 1. I didn't even know she was in The Walking Dead. Good actress. This is Chad Michael Murray. Chad Michael Murray. And Chad Michael Murray has joined the cast of CW's Riverdale. Yeah, I've watched a couple episodes of that with the females of my family, and yeah, I wasn't expecting greatness. It's a bit of a teen flick, but it was okay. He was an actor in One Tree Hill with Chad Michael Murray. Murray's reported character, Edgar Evener, is the leader of the mysterious cult-like group The Farm, and has previously been name-checked on the show. Edgar's daughter, Evelyn, has appeared on the show previously, played by Zoe de Grand Mason, through whom Betty becomes embroiled in The Farm. Murray's character does not appear to be connected to comic books, but will be a recurring character in Riverdale Season 3. His first episode as Edgar wasn't reported. Now, one of the weakest films for me, and there aren't many too weak, in the MCU was Ant-Man and the Wasp. You know, maybe it was because it followed on after the monumental Avengers Infinity War, but for me it's the weakest of all the MCU films, and I'm including Thor Dark World in that, and Iron Man 2 and 3. But Ant-Man and the Wasp's Hank Pym actor Michael Douglas says he's had talks and heard talks of a third film in the series about the diminutive superheroes, though as usual there's nothing set in stone. There's been talk about another Ant-Man, but there's been nothing formal right now that I know of, Douglas said during a Television Critics Association event. They always kind of spring things on me. The first time you hear about it, it's already in its third rewrite. Back in October 2018, Ant-Man and the Wasp director Peyton Reed said he was hopeful for a third film, telling E.T., well, I hope that we get to do a third one. I'm being completely sincere when I say we really don't know yet, because I know in the run-up to the next Avengers movie, everything is played very, very close to the vest. But as we are writing and shooting this movie, we certainly set things up in this movie that we hope we get to pay off. Reed continued, and we talked a lot about everybody's arcs and what we wanted to do with them and where they wanted to go next. So I'm really hopeful that we'll do a third one, because I really have fallen in love with these characters, and I think there's a lot more story to tell with them. Now, Douglas's Pym was last seen turning to dust alongside Hope and Janet Van Dyne in Ant-Man and the Wasp's post-credits scenes as a result of Thanos' snap. However, the film's villain's ghost seemingly survived, captured potentially, setting up a redemption arc in the future film. Pym's protege Ant-Man will play a key role, obviously, in April the 26th Avengers Endgame. Very excited for Avengers Endgame. Not very excited to see more of the Ghost, who I thought, like I said, was possibly the weakest villain to date. This is pretty interesting news, and that is the fact that EC Comics, legendary publisher of horror and sci-fi comic books dating back to the 40s and 50s, has linked a deal with Hivemind for TV and film projects. First in development is a TV adaptation of EC's Weird Fantasy. Originally a comic book anthology series that presented twisted, mystical tales of personal oddity and horror. Readers may be familiar with Weird Fantasy's sister publication, Weird Science, which lent its name to the 1980s comedy film by John Hughes. Additionally, Hivemind will produce a film about the life of EC publisher William M. Gaines, and Gaines famously opposed censorship and regulation of comic books and the implementation of the Comics Code Authority in the wake of accusations that comic books led to juvenile delinquency. Gaines also founded Mad Magazine, now a subsidiary of DC. Former Valiant Comics executives Dinesh Shanashi and Hunter Gorison are attached to the projects as producers through Hivemind, the studio behind Netflix's The Witcher and Guillermo del Toro's upcoming Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark film. The EC Library is a timeless literary achievement that deserves to stand alongside the works of Stephen King, Philip K. Dick and H.P. Lovecraft, said Shazam Singh, Hivemind's co-president, in the statement. Weird Fantasy is a truly historic property that shattered many barriers, and our goal is to make television series just as fearless and forward-thinking as the stories that inspire it. Now, I picked up my one and only EC comic in a fantastic prize winnings package from Joker 68 recently. I think I picked up issue 34. All of those EC books are stunning, absolutely beautiful covers. I think it's Reaper Tate, who is a massive EC fan. I know there are a lot of EC fans out there, so this is great news to a lot of people. Interesting to see where it goes. I didn't even really realise that Weird Science came due to EC Comics, but exciting times ahead for that company. Those books go for some serious coin in it, real nice silver age goodness. The fate of the planet rests on the shoulders of a reluctant Green Lantern and an unstable hero from the future. In Justice League versus the Fatal Five, the next entry into the popular series of DC Universe movies. Produced by Warner Brothers Animation and DC, the feature-length animated film arrives from Warner Brothers Home Entertainment on digital starting March the 30th, 2019, and on the 4K Ultra HD Combo Pack and Blu-ray Combo Packs on April the 16th, 2019. Justice League vs. the Fatal Five finds the future hanging in the balance when the Justice League faces a powerful new threat, the Fatal Five. Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman seek answers as the time-travelling trio of Mano, Persuader, and Thorak terrorise Metropolis in search of budding Green Lantern Jessica Cruz. I think that's her debut, isn't it? On the screen. Whom they need to free remaining Fatal Five members, Emerald Empress and Validus, in order to carry out their sinister plan. But the Justice League discover an ally from another time in the peculiar Starboy. Brimming with volatile power, could he be the key to thwarting the Fatal Five? An epic battle against ultimate evil awaits. I love these DC animated features. Very much excited for that. Cannot wait to see it. Archie Comics has made 2 new hires in an expansion of its film and television operations. Archie has hired former BBC executive Siobhan Bachman as Senior Vice President of Film and Television, and Cobra Kai producer Matthew Lockman as Head of Development and Production, with an aim to expand on Archie's current television slate of Riverdale, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and the in development Katie Keene, with more unspecified projects for TV and film, including potential projects based on Archie's Dark Circle superhero universe. There has never been a more important time for Archie Comics as a brand or as a multimedia company, with the success of Riverdale, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and the upcoming Katie Keene pilot, said Archie CEO John Goldwater in a statement. With that in mind, and with an eye towards shepherding the company's vast, diverse, and beloved library into television and film, I felt it was essential to bring in some of the best and brightest talents the industry had to offer. Like our publishing division, Archie Comics Studios will be daring, creative, and energized in our efforts to spotlight new takes on these amazing characters and worlds. Very exciting. The Dark Circle is coming, by all accounts. Archie Comics have never been so popular. That I have to agree. Now, would anybody know what this is? Well, that is an image from Rob Liefeld's short-lived webcomic Shrink, because it's been optioned by Sony Pictures for a feature film. Liefeld's concept for Shrink centers a psychiatrist for superheroes named Dr. Jessica Powers, who herself was previously a superhero. Liefeld's webcomic ran in 2001 on the defunct website www.spinnerrack.com as part of the creator's Robservations column. Shrink was previously optioned by Columbia Pictures in 2002 and Sony in 2005. And in Sony's previous iteration of Shrink, Jennifer Lopez was signed on for the lead role. In the new iteration, Doug Belgrade of 2.0 Pictures and Adam Fields are set as producers, with Liefeld named as an executive producer. He's always pretty vocal and active, isn't he, Rob Liefeld? I'm not his biggest fan. I'm not a huge fan of his art, but you know, of course, he's created some masterpiece characters, hasn't he? Okay, The Sopranos alum Eddie Falco has been cast in the upcoming 20th Century Fox Avatar sequels. Not a lot of talk about these Avatar sequels at the moment. Falco will play General Ardmore, who was described on the movie's Twitter as the commander in charge of the RDA's interests. The RDA is the Resources Development Administration, a private company that is leading the colonization of Pandora. Avatar 2 is set for the release of December 18, 2020, followed by Avatar 3 on December the 17th, 2021. Two further planned sequels are coming in 2024 and 2025. And this is the actress, this is Eddie Falco, who's going to be in the upcoming Avatar movie. Avatar is still the biggest grossing film of all time. I absolutely loved Avatar, I have to be honest. It was my mum's all-time favourite for a long time until she watched Aquaman. Here's another image. But any of you guys know what this is? Well, that belongs to a Spanish superhero comedy titled El Fascino. Yeah, Netflix is developing a live-action television series based on the Spanish superhero comedy titled El Fascino, The Neighbour in English, by writer Antonio Garcia and artist Pepo Perez. Colossal's Nacho Velglando has signed on to direct the series, with actors Gwen Cortez, Clara Lago, Catalina Solifino, and Adrian Pino on board in unspecified roles. Basically, Javier's life is not going well. The last thing he needs is for an alien to land on him and transfer his powers before dying. Now Javier is a superhero, but it turns out superpowers are useless when you get fired from your job or your girlfriend decides she wants to take a break. Reads Deadline's description of the movie. Fortunately, Javier's friend and neighbour, Jose, will teach him to use his powers for good and hide his secret identity, especially from his girlfriend, who's now investigating Titan, the mysterious superhero. This is the comic book cover for that. I was looking at this as a hot book alert, but it's a Spanish comic, and I can't see people buying Spanish comics, but it does sound intriguing, the upcoming El Fascino TV show. Now finally, this is a bit of sad news. ABC has opted not to produce a pilot based on a team of female Marvel superheroes, according to Deadline. Details about the pilot, which would have been produced by Young Avengers co-creator Alan Heinberg, are scarce, but the reported show would have featured multiple lesser-known female heroes taken from comic books. No reason for the pilot's cancellation, or if the concept could be retooled for another tryout production, was reported. ABC previously developed a female-led spin-off for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. titled Marvel's Most Wanted, which would have focused in part on Bobby Morse's Mockingbird, but a pilot for that series did not result in a pickup. I think I watched a little bit of that, I'm not surprised. Dull as ditch war, as is a lot of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I hate to admit. Netflix's Jessica Jones was originally in development at ABC before being dropped and making its way to the streaming service. And of course, ABC also produced 2 seasons of the superhero-adjacent female-led show Agent Carter before its cancellation. ABC has had other unnamed Marvel shows in development as well, including a reported Damage Control series and a long-in-development project from writer John Ridley, which he claimed would reinvent a Marvel property, among others. Talking about Jessica Jones, actually, Hulu. I've just made a special about them, so go and check out my Hot Comic Book Alert special on Hulu. Well, Hulu have just come out and said they are thinking and toying with the idea of picking up Netflix's Marvel shows: Daredevil, Iron Fist, Punisher, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones and the Defenders. How epic will that be? Fingers crossed. Punisher Season 2, I'm almost through. Fantastic stuff again, and we're going to be finishing with my favourite show of all time in the superhero genre, Jessica Jones, which I'm very sad about. Please get hold of Jessica Jones. And one final horror rumour that is currently floating about at the moment is that, of course, Ben Affleck has stepped down as Batman, and the one they have lined up to replace him, Robert Pattinson from Twilight. We're going to get a sparkly Batman by all accounts. Please do not be true. That's over now. Bye for now.